know he's down there. Who's this? Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm doing a sit down video to update you guys on some things going on in my life, because life has gotten very crazy and very busy in a very short amount of time, and I feel like I just need to share it with you because I'm tired. There's a lot happening. I feel like my vlogs have been a little bit messy the last couple of weeks because I've just been trying to organize things and get ready for so many things, and I just feel like I need to talk to you about it. So welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. If this is the first video of mine that you are watching, then welcome. My name is Kirsty. I'm 26. I live in Adelaide with my beautiful little family. I have the best life ever, and it's just gotten a little bit crazy lately. I vlog my life every week and then post some book content, some mum content, a little bit of this, a little bit of that when I get the chance, basically, which is going to become a lot less, unfortunately, because life is getting busier. So I wanted to update you guys on a couple of things, and I also just got you to ask me a few questions over on Instagram, so I'm just trying to find my, oops. But I just wanted to let you guys know that as of this week, so when this video goes live, I've already started. I have gone back to work. Now, I've gone back in a different capacity to what I was doing beforehand, mainly because Marley is still being breastfed and she won't take a bottle, basically. So we have some really big, exciting things happening in the next like 12 months for our family as far as travel goes. And so we kind of need some money. Basically, I have been in a position where I've been umming and ahhing about what to do with going back to work for a while, and Hayden is going to a wedding in India at the start of next year. I then have a hens in Cairns in April, and then we are going to Bali in July for my friend's wedding, who I'm a bridesmaid for, so pretty important that I turn up. So that's a lot of money if you think about how much for 4 people to be going to Bali, plus a Cairns trip, plus an India trip. There's just like a lot of flights involved. We have to get passports for everyone, and so I basically made the decision that I would go back to work early, but my work basically had to be really, really flexible and let me work from home, having Marley here with me. She's gonna be like babysat and sort of going back and forth because I still need to breastfeed her throughout the day. Bless you! So if you are new here, I have 2 beautiful daughters. Harper just turned 2 in July and Marley is nearly 7 months old. Harper also didn't take a bottle at 7 months old, so it's not something I was really like trying to enforce too much because they just don't love it. They are booby girls and that's fine. But yeah, financially, to sort of take the next step forward and to be able to afford all of these fun things, we want to do some more renos around the house. Like there's just a lot we want to do, and we have been really lucky to be able to live off Hayden's wage comfortably enough, but we just can't save off his wage. Like we can live our normal fun life and do fun things and be quite, like, not have to be too strict on ourselves, but also I want to be saving a few $100 a week. Like financially, I feel stressed if we're not saving. And so yeah, I have gone back to work and I do not feel ready for it, that's for sure. I feel quite overwhelmed and just like not really ready, and there is something else sort of in the pipeline which I'll discuss soon, which hopefully will help with that, but I can't really talk about it yet. Sorry, that's so annoying. But yeah, I'm back working. I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Friday, back like what I used to, and then I'll have Wednesday, Thursday with the girls. Life's gonna be chaotic, and it's time to just find a new routine and figure things out and figure out how I can still do social media and be a mum of 2 and work 3 days a week and go to the gym. Yeah, there's just a lot. But it will be really nice to have no financial stress on us anymore, and for my money just to help and all go into savings, basically. So that's going to be life-changing. I do not feel ready to be working, but also this is the world we live in. Things are getting expensive. Our mortgage is going to go up at some point with these interest rates. Like our renewal is like in a few months, so I figured to save as much as we can and put as much onto the mortgage as we can before the interest rate goes up, and blah 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 blah. Boring talk. I'm back at work, basically. I have had to come back 4 days a week for my first 2 weeks, so it's extra crazy, but yeah, life is wild. So that's my life update. I also wanted to do a run update because I have been running for a few months now, or like maybe 2 months, and been getting more and more confident in my running. My aim initially is to do the City to Bay in September, which is a 12k run from the city to Glenelg, and I'm doing that with my friend. And after that, my aim is to train for a half marathon. So you heard it here first. half marathon. I think maybe in November would be the like timeline of when Adelaide have a one on. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I feel really nervous about it, but I feel really excited to have a big goal. And I just think that would be the coolest thing ever, to run a half marathon. I would feel so proud of myself. So we'll see how my 12K goes in a few weeks. It's the day after my 27th birthday. So I feel like it's going to be a good time. Okay, and now into a few questions that I got asked. I'm only going to answer a few because I've already been talking for nearly 10 minutes, which is ridiculous. Okay, I got coming to Adelaide for a honeymoon within Oz. What are your best recs to do? Honestly, I have so many recommendations for Adelaide. It's insane. But if you're here, it depends how long you come for, to be honest, because I think Adelaide there's so much to do. Like, I think Adelaide is the perfect place to travel because it's not too busy in the way of like people, but there's so much on all the time. There's always events, there's always markets, there's always things. There's so many places to visit. So my top things always is to take people to McLaren Vale. If you watched my vlog recently where Rachel and Georgia came down from the Gold Coast and Brisbane, we took them to Darrenberg the Cube because it's like the weirdest place ever, and also Down the Rabbit Hole and Never Never. They're my like favourite wineries. Well, Darrenberg isn't my favourite winery, but it's somewhere cool to take people. But Down the Rabbit Hole and Never Never are two of my favourite places to take people. They're so beautiful. It's such a nice like winery and gin distilleries. Down the Rabbit Hole is run by an Instagrammer, so it's just like so aesthetic, so beautiful. And on like a spring day on Friday nights, they often have live music, and they do this like Nonna's Italian night thing. Like, it's just awesome. So that's like down south. I also would recommend going into Wollonga, and then all of the beaches, like Moana has a drive on beach, then Port Noarlunga, which is where I go quite often. I would recommend going to the flower store for waffles. I could do like a whole thing on like best places in Adelaide. I would then always go down to like Glenelg and Brighton. Brighton, we always eat at Crean because it's so good. Glenelg is just like a little beach town. It's beautiful there. Then in the city, you have to visit the Dimmicks because it is the most beautiful Dimmicks ever. And basic stuff in the city, like there's the art gallery, the museum, all of those sorts of things. Then up north, we have the Barossa Valley with Tamunda and Clare Valley, which is more wineries, more beautiful places. There's great places to camp. It kind of depends what your lifestyle is too and what you like to do, because we've got like obviously the coast where beach walks, brekkie places, coffee places, all those sorts of things. If you're wanting like a slow, just like beach town vibes, or if you're wanting wineries, we've got, yeah, down at McLaren Vale, up in the Barossa. We also have the Adelaide Hills. The Adelaide Hills is full of so many things. There's a wildlife park. There's a little German town called Harndorf, which is so cute. There's, what else is there? There's more wineries. There's just so much to do here. I just love Adelaide, and I think we have the best places to visit. So feel free to DM me if you want any more specific locations, but I just love Adelaide and highly recommend it. 21. And I'm happy to tour guide. I love tour guiding. I then got a message from Ella that says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to be working together? So if you didn't know, Ella and I are travel agents. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, Ella Smiley Citrus, she's one of my great friends here on YouTube. She's like the queen of YouTube in Adelaide. She has been a good friend of mine for many, many years. And back in like 2019, I actually referred her for a job with Flight Centre, and she got it. And she worked alongside, like, in a different team, but yeah, worked for Flight Centre with me. Then the pandemic happened, blah, blah, blah. We actually became better friends since then. We both have started taking social media a little bit more seriously. We've had so many walking coffee dates in the past few years, and I'm just obsessed with her. She's such a good friend, such a powerhouse, obsessed. She then had a whole drama with losing her job last year, and I was like, hey, if you want to come back and travel, we are looking for people. I'm about to go on maternity leave. Do you want me to refer you to my team? And she got the job. And so she works in my team now. And so now that I'm coming back, we're literally going to be working together, which is so weird. Like, it's so cool. So very excited, Ella. 10 out of 10. Can't wait to be working with you. It seems so bizarre that we're actually going to be in the same team, like working together. We're going to be talking on Teams. Like, it's so, I don't know if she finds it weird, but I'm like, how weird that we're now like co-workers when we've been like kind of so, like we know each other through social media, and that's how we became friends. And now we're going to be like actual work friends. So crazy, but what a good time. I then had, are you heading back to work soon? And if so, how are you feeling about it? Which obviously is the point of this whole video. And yes, I'm back. And I'm not feeling great about it. I'm not going to lie. I've had some big tears, but I think being a parent is really tricky in the way that like I sacrifice a lot for my children in a way that I'm comfortable to do so, and I want to, and I love my children so much, and I want to do what's best for them. And I also want to make sure we are getting the lifestyle that we want and deserve. And so going back to work really isn't my ideal. I would love to have a whole year off with Marley. What's this? I would love to embrace maternity leave for all that it is for the whole time. I do feel like I've really taken advantage of my maternity leave this time and really done all the things that I should have done with Harper if I wasn't so like overwhelmed in like new motherhood. But yeah, Marley has just been the best. I feel very lucky that I'll still get to spend a lot of time one-on-one with her. But obviously, second child things, it's just a lot different, and the way the world is at the moment with money and the things we want to do, I just sort of have no choice. I've chose to go back a lot earlier, but for my family and to make our life better in a lot of other ways. So although it means I'm losing out on a lot of time now, she won't remember this stage, but she will remember the holidays we'll get to go on when we're older, when they're a bit older, and the freedom that we'll have to do things we want to as we grow up, so as she grows up. So I think I'm making the right choice. It was a really hard decision for me. I think because I won't be having any more children, I know it's my last time. Like, I'm going back to work forever now. Like, I'm not going on maternity leave again. So it has been a really like emotionally charged exercise for me to do, but yeah, it's been good, kind of. I don't know. I feel really conflicted with how I feel about it, obviously. I then had, did you know you wanted 2 children? And honestly, I always thought I wanted 3. When Hayden and I got together, he was always like, I want 2 boys. And I was like, I want 2 boys and a girl. And we have ended up with 2 girls. So it's funny how life works. I feel like these girls are the best thing to ever happen to us, and I'm so obsessed with them. Marley's just here, by the way, if you didn't notice. Hi. Yeah, I feel so lucky with the 2 that we have. I think when I fell pregnant with Harper, I was then like, I don't think I'm cut out to have 3 being pregnant, because being pregnant is really hard for some people, and for me it was really hard. Even my second one with Marley was a lot better, but it was still hard. Like, I just don't think my body really agrees with pregnancy, and also my labours have been kind of traumatic, so I don't think I would want to go through labour again. I don't know if I would recover mentally as well if I had another traumatic labour. I feel like both of mine were very not how I wanted them to go, and not just in like a, I don't know, you'd have to listen to my birth stories to fully understand, I guess, but they've both been like quite traumatic, so I don't think I would want to do labour again. Plus, life is really expensive, as I've mentioned, and I don't think we could afford to live the life we wanted if we decided to have a 3rd child, because I want to give these girls as much as we can growing up. I want them to have the opportunity to try all different sports and activities, and take them on holidays and go on adventures, and just like live a financially stress-free life. And I don't think I could do that if we had a 3rd, because we'd need a bigger house already. So yeah, I always wanted 3 growing up, because I grew up with 2 brothers that are older than me, and I was like the young little girl, and I loved our dynamic. But 2 girls close together, I feel like is going to be A, challenging, but B, amazing long term. So hopefully you girls end up being best friends. I then had, is mum life what you thought it would be? And I think definitely not, but also I don't think it's ever like anyone expects, because you really don't know until you know. And I feel like this is the biggest like blessing, but also like the biggest wild card thing you can do is have children. I take being a parent really seriously, and I think it's such a privilege and such a responsibility to to bring up children. And I think not everyone is like that. And I think a lot of people just have a baby because it's like, oh, they're going to be so cute. But having kids is hard work, and having babies is hard, and having toddlers is hard. And I'm sure it's going to continue to be hard in different ways as they grow up. So I think it's so different to what I expected. I think aspects of it are similar, like maternity leave, going for a walk along the beach with your baby in the pram and your friend, like that. Yes, is exactly as it sounds. It's bloody amazing. But also, I think since becoming a mum, I've then started taking it so much more seriously than I thought it was going to be. And I don't think a lot of people do that. Like, now that I am a mum, I just take so much pride in that, and I think it's such a big responsibility, and I do a lot of research, and I just want to raise really good humans. I want to raise really kind, compassionate girls who love themselves and love people around them and are kind and try new things and are open to things and open-minded, and there's just so many things that you can do to hinder that, I guess, which I wouldn't have realized beforehand. And so yeah, I think I'm just very different now that I'm a mum to what I thought I would be. Like, I think I'm a completely different person to before, I think I am a completely different person to the person I was before having children, and I mean that in the best way possible. I feel like there's a lot of negative connotations with like changing once you have kids, but I am a way better person since having children. I feel like I am so much more compassionate and patient and kind and understanding, and I just think being a parent has made me such a better person, and I just thank my daughters every day for showing me what life is really about. And I don't know if that answers the question properly, but no, it's not really how I expected it to be. It is so much better. My camera's flashing, so I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute. Someone then asked, what is your dream job? And honestly, doing social media full time would be an absolute dream of mine, but it's also the best hobby ever and a good escape out of work and out of the rest of my life. So I do like that it's separate and I don't have the pressure of having to rely on it for like finances. But yeah, obviously anyone who does social media and says they wouldn't want it to be their job is lying, because that to be able to do what you love and get paid for it is the dream, you know? But also I would love to be a solo travel agent and go off on my own and picking my own hours and all of those sorts of things instead of working for a big corporation. So there's that too. But I'm gonna wrap this up because my camera's gonna die. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little update and feel a little bit more updated on my life now. I will see you in my next vlog, which will be very, very soon. And I just hope you have the best day. That was the weirdest exit ever. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.